Welcome to Under the Sun podcast. I'm Ilea.
And I'm Irene. Grab a cup of coffee and your comfiest sweats and join us every Monday as two best friends discuss everything from raising free-range gremlins to business and really everything under the sun.
Let's get started, and thanks for being here.
I'm going to have to deal with my You're welcome.
Here is a proper example of Irene and every other podcast of ours.
You have to make sure your sip is cold. Nobody wants a lukewarm coffee.
I posted this on my Instagram, but we've started freezing the leftover coffee and use it in the iced coffees. It's a game changer. I think that I'm going to do that for the rest of the summer because it's nice. Because
good.
I don't know if anybody else deals with this, but I pour a cup of coffee and then before I know it, it's just been sitting on the counter for 2 hours. And I never used to get that before I was a mom.
Yeah. It's like, just drink your coffee.
Just drink it. Just prioritize it.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't prioritize that over your child eating or pooping their pants and needing cleaned up
or pooping in their high chair.
Yeah. It was my fault. She was too wet. And she was
her diaper stopped absorbing as much.
No. Seriously, she wasn't wearing a diaper.
Oh, so, okay. Yeah.
She had reached too far of being hungry and was being really grumpy. And I was like, well, will you change your diaper real quick? There wasn't poop in it at the time.
Yeah.
And she was just mad that I wanted to change her diaper. And so I put her in the high chair and just took off the diaper and then set her down and then went to stand her up. She had taken a poop on the high chair and it was just the perfect little butt cheek shape.
That was so funny. And then I showed your brother.
I should have sent it to him. What was I thinking?
I don't know, but he laughed out loud.
Parenthood.
Yeah.
There's way more poop involved in adulthood than I ever thought there would be. Got my chicken's poop, my dog's poop, my poop, my husband's poop, my friend's poop.
Too much poop.
Too much poop. Too much conversation.
Yeah.
Hi. Welcome to my kitchen.
Thanks. It's not her bedroom.
It's not my bedroom, but we are one floor closer to where the podcast area is going to be.
That's true.
My goal was to be in by this week into the podcast area, but we had some random, I would say, little blessings. You guys got a new couch for free from for their RV. I don't know if you've
sitting in their side room.
It's sitting in the side room, and in order for us to get into the podcast room, we have to pull all the stuff out of the podcast room into the main room, and then there would be no room left. So we got to get their couch to their RV, and then move all the band stuff out of there. It's a mess, guys. Yeah. We're just two girls with too many businesses.
That is true.
Too many hobbies. I wouldn't even say hobbies, but
yes, hobbies.
What would your hobbies be?
Well, I'm in the middle of making your birthday present.
My birthday present?
Yeah.
Oh, can I run upstairs and get the?
You can.
Okay, I'll post a picture.
You did post it. She posted on yours. No, you posted it on Under the Sun. Yeah.
Okay. She made the most detailed, beautiful embroidery. I would have never sent you that picture.
All I told her was send me your favorite family photo. And the picture she sent me was from Yellowstone, 5,000 tree branches. It's like, you know what?
I would have never guessed.
I'm going to do it.
I thought.
I'm going to do it.
Because you have that family, that shirt of the silhouette.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's probably what she's going to do. I was like, this is a good silhouette.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I would have never expected you to embroider the most detailed photo.
I also gave it to you 3 months after Christmas. I was like, sorry about me.
No, you gave it to me on Christmas, 75, 35% done. Yeah. 45.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Thanks.
I would have taken it just as is. It's in my room. Have you seen it?
I don't think I have.
It's hanging up on the wall.
Oh,
with all the other
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways. Okay. What's been going on with you? I feel like we have had a guest the last 2 weeks. We had Dr. Stephanie Ray, which was my favorite episode. So you haven't listened to that yet.
Amazing.
It's my favorite. She's so kind. And you can tell, I don't know if you feel this way, Irene, but with her and Kim from Rogers Hood, it was when the conversation is natural. Yeah. And you're I like these people.
Yeah.
Like Kim is kind. And, and Dr. Stephanie Ray is kind. You can just tell
you could
the conversation
actually
is
go to
easy.
lunch and have a conversation and not feel I have to go to lunch with this person.
Yeah. And so I love conversations like that. And she's just so knowledgeable. And, yeah, super great conversation. So if you haven't listened to that, go listen to it. But since we had those for the last 2 weeks, we haven't been able to do any side tangents on what life is looking like real quick, or highs, lows. You want to do real quick high or low and high low words? I don't know how to
partial low. It's not really a low because it's a good thing because I was busy. But I normally try to schedule my schedule with at least a color in the day because I don't double book. I like to prioritize, like whoever's in my chair, I prioritize. I don't like to like, oh, hurry, get out of the chair, have a haircut. And normally that is my only time to like pee, eat, whatever. And then last night I was like, let me just see what tomorrow has. It was a solid 8 hours of haircuts back to back to back. I was like, why didn't I monitor this more carefully? Which it ended up working out because someone rescheduled. So I had a little gap, but.
So that means you basically just don't pee or drink any water all day.
Don't pee, don't drink water, don't eat food. But the not good thing about this is, you know how sweaty I am perpetually all the time. We're in that weird where you can't really you don't need the heat, but you don't need the air, but sometimes you kind of do. Mm-hmm. And I was drenched in sweat by my second appointment. So I just threw my hair up in a clip. It's like, I am dying. I went to the back. Somebody set the heat on 74. I was like, who did that? So I cranked it down to 69 because somebody and I played thermostat war all day. Because then later I started sweating again and I went back and glanced. It was at 74 again. I was like, who is doing this? So
why is there one thermostat?
There's 4 thermostats for 30 rooms. So 5 per thermostat.
Well, it should be under lockdown of like, hey, this is just a standard 70 or
I know.
something.
But the only thing I could think of is like maybe the massage therapist didn't want their people to be cold, but they weren't in today. So somebody who is like pointing a blow dryer at your
She has like a different type of salon now. Have you talked about how it is?
Have I talked about it? I'm in a suite. So I rent my own room. It's like a little tiny room that when I'm gone, I lock the door. No one's in my stuff. It's super nice.
But there's a lot of people with their own individual rooms. So they have a massage therapist, nail people.
But then the massage therapists have a bed. And if I went to get a massage and my bed was hot and the room was 74, I'd feel pretty nauseous. So I don't know.
Sorry.
It was fine, but it was just like, I don't know who this stranger is I'm playing war with, but.
You should leave a post that says, I'll cut you.
Just a picture of me drenched in sweat.
This is why I didn't do well in corporate America. When they're like, per my last email, and I'm like, bitch, get out of my way. Just kidding. I never said that. I thought it though. Do you have a high?
Let me think about it.
Okay. Here's a high / a question. Guess how many birds we have on this property right now?
Oh no. 35.
That's your guess? 35?
That's my guess.
85.
Oh my God. How many chicks did you get? Not the hatched ones, the new ones.
The new one's 50.
Where are you going to house those things?
We have a barn.
Because they can't be with the other chickens, right? Or they
can? We have 6 stalls.
Do you? Not in the dilapidated one?
No. There's 6 stalls between the 2 outer ones, and then the middle one is just is
okay,
condemned.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll just be in the second stall.
85 chickens.
85 chickens. 50 are meat birds. So starting, I guess 6 to 8 weeks from now, we will be harvesting them here ourselves.
Are you going to do it?
I keep going back and forth. I'm like, we can just pay the Amish to do it. We can have a day at the Amish farm.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but then I also have this healthy respect that I need to see it and I need to know, because like I have no problem buying chicken at the store and cooking it, and I should be able to like harvest it myself and like connect with that form of nature. So
I have no problem hunting deer. I could gut
you hunted deer?
No, but we're going to this fall, I think. Oh, nice. I could gut a deer. Like I could do it. I just don't do birds and I don't do roaches. And I almost held your bird the other day. Your little, she has a bird who has a wonky leg. Maybe her child stepped on it. Maybe she didn't. We actually don't know. Yeah. But she's like, here, do you want to hold it? And my like, oh, it's a thing in need, almost said yes. I was like, nope. Then that night I went to clean out, or the next day I had to clean out our chicken in our house. So you guys don't, man, they're so far behind. My sister-in-law gave my kids for Easter baby chicks and an egg, not like a giant plastic Easter egg. So we're keeping those in our house so the kids learn some responsibility, even though they're not, because I'm the only one taking care of these chickens. And so we're going to keep them in our house in a little like baby chicken thing until they're big enough, and then they'll go live on the farm. But I had to clean it out the other day, and I could not. I had gloves on. I had a laundry bag. I could not get these things out of there. So Jacob had to do it. And
Irene.
Then I got all the poop out. I cleaned everything. fresh bedding, fresh everything. They were in the laundry basket. And I was like, okay, you still have gloves on. Pick up the chicken. Because I didn't want to like reach in. It's a lot, you know, when it's just one too many things. There's poop, their water's dumped over, there's food everywhere. The kids are yelling. I was like, I'm not going to reach in and have this thing flap at me. By the time it was clean.
What are their wings gonna do?
I don't know.
They're baby chickens.
The cage was put together. The like warming plate was, everything was perfect. The door was open. I just had to reach in a basket. Like the kids were calm, no overstimulation. And I reached down to pick it up like this and I felt its bony feathers and I started gagging. And I was like, you're going to have to get it. And Jake's like, I'm working. I was like, get them or they're staying in this laundry basket all day. I like, you know, when you actually have like a phobia of something and all your senses, I started sweating. I started like dry heaving just because I felt the bones in its feather.
Yeah. Yeah.
So apparently I can't do birds and I can't do roaches. But I did yell as Jacob was like, just like pick it up. You're going to have to man up one day. Then, you know, and like insults your man upness. So I was like, listen, I will stick my arm up to my shoulder blade in a cow's hoo-ha to birth a cow. I will not do the chickens. You do the chickens. Someone else can do the chickens.
That's why we need to live on a compound.
Yes.
I so desperately want
I'll
Jake
shoot
and Irene
the deer.
to...
I'll gut the deer. I'll birth the cattle.
You don't need to birth the
Well,
cattle.
I will
Like, that is-
assist in birthing the cattle.
it's gonna be
I'll
painful.
doula the cow. Just someone else is going to have to handle the birds because
But that's me, which is so weird because we've both had
Yeah.
a healthy fear of
Yeah.
chickens. And I still don't love them. I'm not. But it's easier when you... Like when I incubated them, and like a couple of them didn't make it and struggled, and like I had to like nurture it, and like I had to like get my hands in there and like nurture it.
I should have held them when we got them because they were cute little fuzzy things, and I didn't want to scare them, so I left them in there, and I should have just handled them.
2 1-week-olds out in the barn I can grab you can hold.
I've held them before when they were that little, but I need to like consistently hold it as it grows because now that it's bony and it's getting it like roaches and birds.
It's a weird like you need to like desensitize yourself because like in the beginning like I would get nervous to hold the birds and now I'm just like get over here. Like honestly, one of our birds when we first got them, it's one of the Americanas or Easter eggers. One of those kind of get interchanged in my mind, but it looks like a chicken and an eagle had a baby. Like their necks are so weird.
Oh.
But one of them, when we first got it, would always go high up in the tree instead of going in the coop. And so like every night for like a week, I had to climb a freaking ladder with a headlamp and grab this bird out of a tree and then take it into the coop. And that like desensitized me pretty quickly because I kept having to grab a chicken. But it's...
I would have left him I literally probably would have left him in the tree.
He would have been fine. I mean,
There's your
chickens
luck.
have been
See
living
ya.
in trees for years, but we have trained our chickens to put themselves in their coop every single night. Anyways, none of this has to do with our podcast, but we just wanted to update you guys.
Yeah.
So 85 birds. 50 though will go in my freezer in 6 to 8 weeks. / your freezer /
That's exciting.
mom and dad's freezer. But
Yeah.
are you going to come for butchering day?
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to butcher a chicken?
I can like chop its head off with them. We're gonna get what the E on the podcast thing. Where it's like explicit. I'll chop his head off with a little cleaver, but I'm not touching his body. So if someone else can like, are you gonna get that metal thing?
We already have it. The cone.
Okay, yeah. You get this metal cone and it's very, for everyone freaking out, it's very calming to the birds. They don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Also, you don't want them panicked because then the meat spoils. But
It tastes different.
you just stick them upside down and chop. But I can't put it in there. Can't take it out. Not going to defeather it. I just...
Well, you don't need to we'll have probably a plug. Yeah. Anyways, wow, guys, rabbit hole.
Welcome back to just us together.
Rambling. But it's, to me, it's an important part of this homesteading. Are we going to forever do it this way? I don't know.
Yeah.
If we kind of get a system down and
Yeah.
fine, but I just like the entrepreneurial side of it. But on the other hand, also, I have overcommitted to myself on what I want my expectations of my garden to be.
Oh, no.
And so now I'm like, I have like the fatigue of like, I don't know where to begin. So then I just kind of like,
How much do you have to do?
I have a lot to do.
You planted a lot or no?
Well, so I've started a bunch of seeds, put them in the outdoor, I say greenhouse, it's just basically like a hoop house. And then I didn't realize on like a night that I didn't think it was that windy, it came open and it had frosted that night and it killed a bunch of my starts, which I'm very depressed about. But that, and I need to till a whole bunch, and then I'll talk to you about it after. But a little just overwhelming of
I'll come till as long as I don't have to touch a chicken.
I need to rent a till. Here's the thing though, is I could till any time in the day you only get it for 2-hour stints, but I don't want to do it carrying Leo on my back, just in case I trip or fall.
Yep.
You know, I'm afraid. But then also my husband works full time, and then in the evening, it's just trying to find the time where we can do it safely. And I'm like, oh, she's napping, but it's like, is it going to be a long nap or is it going to be a short nap?
Just tell me about the day she was napping. She was up for like 2 minutes and then lost her mind because you were gone.
Yeah, I haven't gone out to the coop with her napping since because I don't want to traumatize her. We need to get our cameras set up.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. Anything else?
No. My highs, I'm getting real good at reading patterns for crocheting.
Nice. You gotta
exciting.
teach me.
Okay. We were supposed to on a road trip. It would have been solid, semi-uninterrupted. But you couldn't leave.
I can't. Yeah. We were going to drive to what? Southern Illinois?
Yep.
To witness the eclipse. But does that mean was it a total eclipse there? Was it dark?
Yeah. It wasn't. It was as dark. Like you could directly stare at the sun and it was covering enough.
Oh, okay. Because here it was very underwhelming.
You think? I thought it was just creepy.
It was cool.
The air was creepy, but
well, we were doing bubbles, and the bubbles were going in weird directions.
Yeah.
The bubbles would go like up, and then like right, and then like left. And I was
that's
like,
fun.
And it wasn't like because like, oh, I want to see what the Earth atmosphere is doing.
Yeah, just
because I don't believe in space. Not really, but kind of. But like it was doing weird stuff, and so.
And all we talked about when it was happening is how do people not believe in space? You can see it like flooping around. Anyways, that's a topic for another day.
We'll talk about that some other time. Anyways.
Maybe not on the podcast. Maybe on the podcast.
Maybe. I feel like the earth just shifted a little bit though. Like my chair, like I got... No? I feel like the room shifted.
No?
Wow.
Welcome.
Okay.
Welcome.
Back to the podcast area though. We
Mm-hmm.
will get back to a 3-camera setup where it's like the same every time.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being patient with this transition time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get back at it, and we have some great interviews coming up too, and we're just a couple girls doing our best. Oh, do we want to make shirts? Like, what if you and I had a craft day where we just made like 20 or something? And
What if we just digitally design it and then outsource it?
that's better
Because both of us, I can dump the kids with Mama for a couple hours, and then
But how much can we actually get done in a couple hours?
probably a lot if no one's Mom.
I was thinking
No
the
one's
other day.
biting me.
Here's Milo. I miss my friend.
Yeah.
I was thinking that the other day. I was like, I love being a mom. That's never.
Yeah.
And I love having nieces and nephews. I think that's the greatest joy
Yeah.
and the best job that either like, I want that for you. I want that for me. But like, there's one part of my heart that's a little selfish. And it's like, I just miss my friend. I miss going to Starbucks, like, and just walking around Target, like aimlessly. I just miss, I just miss that, like, that season a little bit. Just, it's just not what we're
I
in
was
right
here. I was over here for 3 hours the other day. Well, I don't think I don't even know if we finished an entire sentence that day.
now. No.
But, it's a phase.
It's a phase. And it's like, it's nice to be in similar phases.
Yeah.
Because I remember like when you just had Riker, not just had, but like when I didn't have a kid.
Yeah.
And like it was hard because I was like, no, like just
Load them up in the car.
Yeah,
Let's go.
just like drop them with grandma. Like let's go out. And I now know how hard it is to just do that.
Yeah.
And like for me, like sometimes like my mother she's a real MVP. Mom, you're watching this. Love you.
Yeah.
Sometimes like Leo doesn't participate and then it's not worth it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, when am I going to force her to participate with grandma? Like
you feel guilty dropping them off because it's like they were just screaming at each other all day.
Yeah.
You have to deal with it because you're their mom, but you don't want to like impart that screaming on someone else for a couple hours.
Yeah.
But they don't do that for grandma.
I know. Or
They don't do it for dad.
They don't freaking do it for dad.
They don't. I got home from work last night and they both lost it. And I was like, have they been fighting like this all day? Did they save it for me? He goes, no, they've been great. I was like, okay.
There's like a thing where they save it. Like they know they can be their worst with mom and still get loved.
Yeah.
Like it would be loved.
Yep. More dad will say, hey, cut it out or you're both going to die. So
I feel like what happened the other day? Riker like said something and I was like, he just threatened me. And you're like, oh, that's just what we say. It's fine. I was like,
you cannot be soft in our house. You can't be easily offended in our house. You're not going to survive.
It's not easily offended. Like he threatened me in a way that I wasn't prepared for from a 5-year-old.
Here's the shirt.
If you haven't listened to last week and the week before podcast. We had Dr. Stephanie Ray, founder of BioRay, on our podcast to talk
good.
about, like, honestly, my favorite podcast so far.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We talked about, how to heal the body, infertility, how to prep your body for pregnancy. Like, honestly, we covered
Keeping
so
your
many
kids healthy.
Yeah, keeping yourself healthy. So many topics. It was such a great episode. You should go listen to it. But we're also partners with them.
Yeah. We love their products. You can use code UTSP10 to get 10% off of your order. They are very helpful. Their website has a thing you can fill out with all your ailments. And they even have practitioners that will get a hold of you and say, hey, you probably need this. Or you can do everything yourself. But they have lines for adults, teens, and children.
And
everything's
infants.
laid out super well.
Colicky baby, they have one for colic. So
Yeah.
okay, go use that code and just try them
Yes.
out. You won't regret it.
We've been Jacob and I started sort of together, but sort of not, watching Star Trek Voyager together.
Okay.
This podcast is like
This is going to end up being
gone,
labeled girl
but
chats.
that's okay.
Girl chats.
Because we haven't been able to have a conversation in 6 months.
That's really why we started this podcast.
That
It's
is
just 'cause
true.
We were like, we can leave the babies with the guys.
Yeah.
We can record it so that they know it's a
Exactly.
business because they're gluttons for businesses.
But we've been watching Star Trek Voyager. And then there's one episode where like the Borg Queen, which half of you I just lost, sorry. But the Borg Queen was talking to Seven. Have you watched Voyager lately? You haven't watched Voyager at all?
I was the youngest and
Okay.
got shooed away to other rooms when they were watching
Okay,
shows.
you should start that one. It's a good one.
I'm
So
an SG1 gal.
a Borg got pulled back into a human. So
Okay.
they're like teaching her how to be a human because she was assimilated when she was a kid. So she's never been like a person at all. Anyway, the Borg Queen gets her, which is, you're all getting lost, but Seven
Go from a Borg queen to, yeah.
So the Queen was telling Seven, you don't want to be a human because they're inefficient. But the way she said it was so funny. I was like, I'm putting that on a t-shirt. Actually, I'm going to read it to you because it made me laugh. So I went back and I turned the closed captions on and I screenshot it so I could do it right. Dang it, where is it? It was so funny. And I told Jake I was going to put it on a shirt and then we both laughed for way too long.
Whose idea was it to have a poppy during our podcast?
They're very burpy.
Now I'm burpy. You guys, it's a mess here.
She shows her a human. And then the Queen says, species 5618, human, warp capable, origin grid 325, which only like the nerds of the nerds will get, but it makes me laugh. Physiology inefficient, below average cranial capacity,
Oh,
minimal
dumb.
redundant systems, limited regenerative abilities. And then I laughed out loud.
That'd be a
Like,
great
I'm
shirt.
totally going to put all of those words on a shirt. Then it's going to be like, only if you're a nerd, you'll get it.
I need to watch that.
It's my favorite one. And I know everyone, like, they don't like the captain, and I don't even love it because the captain's a woman, and it's like, I don't care if the show is good, but I like that I didn't grow up a Trekkie. My dad was, and that was like, ugh, Dad, why are we watching this boring show? Then I married someone who was obsessed with it. Then I named my child Riker. So you have to just go. But going into it, I don't know anything about the characters and like what wars are being fought in space because I'm so far behind. But in Voyager, they get catapulted to a quadrant where it's going to take them 70 years to get home. Like the crew's just trying to get home.
We're friends, guys.
I know. So the crew's just trying to get home. Like they don't know if they're going to even like die before they get there. They're going home. So every alien they meet is a new species. So you don't have to know like, are the Romulans fighting with so-and-so? It's like everything is new. And then I don't feel like,
Behind.
who is that guy? Because some guy came on that's from Next Generation. And I was like, this episode with that one guy. And Jake was like, that one guy, that's so-and-so. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's all. That was my long tangent for the day.
I like it. Well, that's it. I like Stargate SG1.
Human inefficient.
SG1 and Atlantis, and then Universe was really dumb. I didn't even
Was it?
finish it.
Yeah.
But
You like
need-
SG1 more than Atlantis?
I like Atlantis more.
Okay.
But SG1 is the setup for all of it.
I've only ever watched parts of Atlantis when Jake was watching it.
Yeah.
And I named my kid Ronan, so there we go.
You did Ronan and
It sure
Riker.
Now I gotta find another name.
Yeah.
Not yet. I'm
I
not having
told-
a baby, but I'm trying to have a baby, and Leah told me to
Like
keep
right
it in my
now?
pants. Well, not right now. I've been told from everyone, including my husband, to keep it in my pants. But
Keep it in your pants.
I'm here for
Listen.
a baby. I am 34, and times
I
a
feel
talks
you.
a click. Clock's ticking. Clock's a ticking.
Talks licking.
Whatever the words are.
It's not that I don't want, I want you guys to have as many kids as you want. I think you have a window to get your whole being into a better, like back to ground zero.
Yeah.
Or at least not negative 100.
Yeah.
And then have as many babies as you want, and then you won't be so depleted.
Yeah.
So that's all. When I'm saying that, I'm not saying,
I know.
I'm not, you make a baby would be loved and welcomed.
Yep.
I'm selfishly as your friend being like, my friend deserves some priority.
Yes.
So if she's not going to prioritize herself, I'm going to do it for her.
There we go.
That's
Sometimes you need that friend.
fine. Okay. What are we talking about today?
How long has it been?
I don't know.
Do we just make this a girl chat episode and then do another mini episode?
Yeah.
Okay. Where else are we going?
I know. I started a new podcast.
Oh, which one?
I started the Office Ladies podcast.
Yes.
And it is so funny. I've been listening to it nonstop. I love political commentary, listening to current,
out of my way to avoid all of those
current
things.
events. I like to be current, but I think my nervous system is a little out of whack right now. Just because I can't see every single day something. And I like to be current because I don't want to be a dodo. But
I
also,
like to be a dodo for my sanity's sake.
I think though, if your baseline was right, do you think?
I don't know. I think I like to avoid anything because I can't change it. I don't have the power to change it. So then my fix it goes into overdrive and I panic. So if I can't fix it directly myself, then.
See, I don't have the feeling of we can't fix it. It's like, I'm going to do what I can in this moment.
Yeah.
Like do the right, the next right thing. And so if it's sharing a post and being put in Instagram jail, I'm like, great. Then at least I shared the truth with the 52 people who see my stories now because they've bogged me down so bad.
Yeah.
But I like political things, but also I like just the carefree office stuff because now I rewatch it. I've re-signed up for Peacock. We're rewatching it. And as we're watching it, I'm like, that wasn't planned. That wasn't scripted, Dave. And then he's like, how do you know this?
I'm just genius.
And they're funny and they kind of remind me.
The plant tracker?
Yeah, the plant
tracker. And then people started chiming in, there's a new plant.
I love it. Also, now, though, it's hard to take Angela serious in the office. It kind of ruins her character knowing how sweet she is.
Yeah.
Because, they even said it in the podcast that, Pam and Angela, her name is actually Angela, but Jenna and Angela, their personalities are actually switched on the podcast. So Pam is more Angela. And
it's so funny.
I just find it very entertaining. So that's,
but I think they're the same. Even on Jenna will go on soapboxes all the time. And Angela's like, I'm just here for the laughter. That's perfect.
But they're like, guys, I'm so sorry for a tangent. And in my mind, I'm like, no,
that's what the people
I want
love.
a tangent.
That's what really helped me not care as much that we go on them. Cause I'm like, no, I love when they go on tangents and make fun of each other and laugh. I'm like, okay.
There was one where they got the wine from the Christmas.
Oh no.
No, it was the penis wine. Did you listen to the one about penis wine?
I've listened to almost
there's a lot of
all of them, but
yeah, there's a lot of them.
I forget.
But it was just funny. And it's nice and lighthearted and I want my kid, if I'm listening to a podcast while I'm doing dishes and she's playing, I don't want everything to be and the world caught fire yet again today.
Yeah.
We are all doomed.
Yeah.
So
I think that's why I don't, because I could share a post, but what if I get put in jail? There's a lot of thoughts in my brain. It affects my nervous system to where it affects my surroundings. But if my surroundings are my children, they need to see mom, home as a haven, not mom being stressed. But I'm not empathetic. I just have my overdrive of fixing things go. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not empathetic when I hear stuff unless it happens with children and then I cry every time. But I don't know. It's weird. It'll put my mood off all day.
That sucks. I'm sorry.
It's fine. I just know.
See, I am the person though, I email senators frequently.
Yeah.
I say you need to stop this bill immediately. We do not consent.
Yeah.
But
how much is that actually doing anything though? Because even
I would rather
if
say I'd sent
a
1,000 emails than
do
didn't.
it. Even if a whole wash of people do it, someone's going to come in with more money and say, well, I'll give you this much money if you ignore all those emails.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that
Who
crap
knows?
happens all the
Who
time.
knows?
All politicians are evil, but that doesn't mean, I feel like it's my only thing I can do right now.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I like it
for
takes my whole day.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's another.
That's
Okay, so
not
I've been listening to his new book, and I like his thoughts. He's like, I don't care who you are, give me the best person for the job. And his big, because he is an immigrant who came from a nation who was on the wrong side of the World War II, or not he, but his father and his village, and it's interesting hearing his perspective on current world. And maybe that doesn't trigger my panic reflex. I think
it's
because it's his, well, when he talks about current events, I think it's his accent. Like I'm listening to his accent and it's like something in my brain is like,
this isn't real.
this is so almost, but he says some really good stuff. Like, hey, you dummies, like as someone who's an outsider, you guys are, and he says it better and with a cooler accent, you're fighting each other from
Stop
the inside
fighting each
out.
other.
But like basically how we're just destroying ourselves from the inside out. But it doesn't make me stressed. I swear it's his accent. It just makes me not feel stressed. But anyways, that's all.
Can we make sure
He's where I'm at. Like in the middle. I'm in the middle
What,
not-
middle of what?
of everything. I think both sides are ridiculous.
Oh, both sides
Yeah.
are totally ridiculous.
And I like when someone who with like a following can say that. Because if I say both sides are ridiculous, my account's going to go away for 6 months. But it's just funny. Anyways,
just-
that's
they're-
been an
they're-
interesting book that I've liked.
What is it?
Be Useful?
Are you like reading a book right now?
No,
or
I'm listening to his audiobook.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I basically I put all the books I want in my Amazon cart, and it was like $380, and I was like, well, I should probably finish the books that I haven't finished yet.
Yes.
So
That is me with Etsy patterns.
is it?
My cart list is so huge. Like finish one project, then we'll buy more patterns.
I would desperately like to make my own clothes. How ADD can this be? To make my own clothes, but like that's the patterns
Yeah.
things. I think it's not Etsy, but it's on like Joanne. I'll look at their patterns. And
Yeah.
stuff. I'm like, I want to, but like,
Yeah.
I don't want to. But
Yeah.
I don't like this fast fashion stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm so grimy. Why didn't you tell me my shirt is so stained?
Because we're both moms and I didn't even notice.
There's a hole. I want to make my own clothes because like I feel like all the outfits, like the dresses I want, I'm like, I'm not spending $60 for a crappy quality Amazon dress.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
The one dress that I wanted for Easter that kept getting advertised, which was really annoying because I knew they were listening to me talk about it to people, was $160. I was like, I'm not spending $160 on a dress. But it was beautiful. And the embroidery was beautiful, but I'm not going to make the dress. I can embroider it, but I'm not going to make it. So I was like, never mind. Let's find another dress.
Irene and I are just going to have to start our own clothing brand. But also like,
Starting a business gives me heart palpitations.
I know. I would never, we're just kidding. It's not happening.
No.
But like, I don't, like if we ever were to start a brand, I would want to make it like everything under $40 or something.
Yeah.
Cause like at some point it has diminishing returns. I'm like, for me, like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I love the whole Carly Jean Los Angeles stuff, but I'm like, I can't spend $90 on a pair of pants.
Yeah. I could spend $90 on a pair of pants if they fit well and were good quality. Cannot spend more than $30 on a shirt because I'm going to get like, I clip my clips to my shirt in the day and I'm going to get bleach on it or something. But pants,
See, 30 is a lot for a shirt.
for
For
a
me.
comfortable pair of pants, I'll do it. 30 is like my max.
Oh, okay.
Max I'll spend on a shirt. But pants I'll do more if they're well,
They
because
have-
I will not buy another pair of pants for 10 years. So
That's true. I just have never found a pair of pants that have like that I've loved because usually something's wrong with it. Either like it's too short because I'm a giant. It's either too big or too small in the like in the hips and or waist. Just
Yeah.
because like my portions aren't. I need to like find someone who makes like $20 custom pants or just make my own clothes.
yeah.
Tall person problems, but
Yep.
anywho, wow. All right. Anything else you want to talk about?
I'm looking around your house. Let's see.
What?
No.
No. You
Probably lots of things, but
do you want to hear about an experiment I did?
yes, I do.
Real quick. Let's see back here.
Oh yeah.
This is a sweet potato. I need to put water in it, but that is an organic sweet potato. And then I got a non-organic sweet potato from Kroger, and I put
Okay.
it in another jar next to it. and try to do the same thing. This is how you get sweet potatoes. Like you don't do like the potatoes where you cut the eyes off and then plant it.
Interesting.
You create sweet potato slips and then you plant those.
Okay.
To make more sweet potatoes. Okay, well I got that one's organic, and then I got one that wasn't organic. The one that isn't organic rotted from the inside out, and it barely had any sprouts because they spray it with a growth inhibitor to where it stops it from growing and sprouting in the store / kill you. And so that like it literally rotted. I didn't know it was rotten until I was like, what is that smell in here? And then I went to go move it and it like disintegrated. Oh. It was so gross, guys. But then that's like this third wave of slits it's had. Here's the thing. Just because it rotted, the slips were okay for the non-organic. So I just cut them off and I put them in. I shouldn't have done this. I was just not thinking. I had like some slits in a separate jar, and I put the non-organic in with it, and they all died.
No way. Well, I'm not surprised. I don't know why I'm surprised.
So
everything's killing us.
Yeah. But also, you can't win them all.
No.
I liked what Dr. Ray said of like, yeah, you can fix the exposure later.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, as long as you mitigate it as much as you can, but you can fix the exposure later.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Anyways, that is our Rambly podcast. Wow.
Thanks for being here. Sorry. If you've even made it this far.
Sorry about us.
We had a good topic. We'll do it next week.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye. Thanks for being with us today. Follow us on Instagram at @underthesun_podcast. We'd love to meet you.
Please help us out by subscribing on YouTube and leaving a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. We'll see you next time. Please remember this information is made available to you for informational and educational purposes only. It is in no way a substitute for medical advice.